from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Hello?
Hello, hi everyone. Welcome.
Yes. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Kung saan man kayo sa buong mundo.
Anywhere in the world.
Hello
yes.
sa inyo. Ngayon, excited ako sa episode na to kasi kung di nyo alam, nasa Pilipinas ako, si Zinzi nasa Hong Kong. And my first question, Zinzi, do you happen to remember the first time we met?
Of course. Oh my God. Rehearsal. Oh, no. First day. So, this was in 2020, June. First day ko, Disney University. So, in Hong Kong, Disneyland. It was with my first housemate, my first roommate, the Singaporean Katanya. Break namin siya. Tapos pumunta kami ng break room. I remember. I met you, Kuya Ariel, Kuya Neil.
Talaga?
Hello. Yeah, I remember. It's the three of you. Yeah, with the green shirt. That was the first time. And then the second time probably was like maybe okay. I just remembered something. This wasn't the first time I met you, pero there was this time, the most memorable na ito si Kuya JP was when we were doing the parade. You were playing Green Army Man. Ano to? Waterworks. Rainbow ako.
Oh.
Do you remember what happened?
Yes, I don't know. I hit you.
I hit you with a pole sa Adam's apple. Do you remember?
I actually don't.
No.
Go.
But
That's the story.
That was it. Like
you hit
that
me
was
and then
my first parade, I think.
Mm.
Towards the end, towards step down.
Mhm.
Ang bigat ng rainbow di ba? Ganyan. Tapos medyo bumaba na siya. Nasa likod ka, Green Army Man. Tumama pala. And the thing is, I didn't realize. I only knew pagbalik ko, kinausap ako ni Kuya Nanay, kinausap mo ako, Zinzi, tinamaan mo ako ng rainbow. Sa Adam's apple. Napaganon ako. First parade ko, Kuya. Sorry, hindi ko na alam kung ano
Very
nangyayari.
nakatapaho ka nun eh.
Shell ko na yun.
Oo, nakatapaho.
Parang ito na, step down gate.
Tapos
That was my very first parade with you. Natapos.
Ayan.
Yun,
So,
you
kami
remember?
ay mga performers sa Hong Kong Disneyland. Kung di nyo alam, magaling kami sumayaw. But that's me. That's how you met me. But I want the audience to meet you. I'd like them to meet you. So, Zinzi, who is Zinzi Culalic? According to Zinzi Culalic. Nice.
Okay, well, hi everyone. So I'm Zinzi. I was born in the Philippines, so near Manila. I grew up, raised Philippines. When I was 24, I finally moved to Hong Kong on a 3-month contract with Disney. Okay. So to be honest, it was just a break, a holiday. Kasi from dami nangyari, to be honest, it was just like a holiday for me. I wasn't expecting to stay long. Look at me now. I'm already in Hong Kong for 10 years. Yeah.
3 months became 10.
Yeah, it's true, So in Hong Kong, it's very fast, high energy city. So before you know it, you can be a resident now like 7 years, right? So what took me here? Well, curiosity, number one. So because I was employed by Disney as a performer, it was just a hobby of mine, to be honest. I started dancing late. I started dancing at 14. Transitioning from high school to college, gusto ko lang magsulat. I wanted to write. So I go, sige, why don't I take journalism? So I took journalism in UP, where I was dancing like on my free time. I was part of clubs, And then I wanted to write, but when I graduated, that was 2008. Al-Qaeda, this war on terror. I wanted to write the news and I wanted to report it too. So I just didn't want to be a talking head. I wanted to be actually on the field and report. But at the time, 2008, Philippines was declared like the second most dangerous country to practice journalism. So my mom was like, "You are not going to the field."
Okay.
So
you're not going to the field.
No, daming na and hostages. Ang daming kaso
It's not
nun.
a good time.
It wasn't at all. So after graduation, I went to the dark side. I went to corporate, actually. I did.
Dark side talaga eh.
It's a dark side, yeah, especially, yeah. I started as a copywriter, and then eventually I got transferred to accounts, digital accounts. So this is actually Yehe. It was Yehe company, no?
Yeah.
So we did everything from banner ads to full-blown websites to campaigns. So I was on there. Pero 3 times a week, I was teaching dance classes. Every Sunday, I would be attending classes. Boy pa rin ako. I mean, like, I had good balance, you know. But after some time, after 2 years, I started having more responsibilities, dumami na yung projects, dumami yung clients. So I started going to the studios less and less until ultimately I couldn't go na, you know. I mean, I couldn't, all of my classes, I had to give it away. Sometimes I do Sundays, Sunday classes, you know. And then at the same time, management had a turnover, stepped the new CEO. And then I heard that Disneyland was holding auditions in Manila. Ching! So I was like, okay, why don't I try it? I'm just gonna give it a try. Just gonna give it a go. I had fun. Yeah. So
audition mismo?
Yeah, I had fun in the auditions, you know. I forgot that I did the auditions kasi work went back as usual. Until one day, I received a call. I was working. So like, hi, I'm calling from Hong Kong Disneyland. And congratulations, we'd like to offer you a contract as a dancer. Would you like to accept it? And I was like, hold on. So I stood up. I went to the conference room. I closed the door. Okay, tell me more. So that was it. And the rest was history. That was my ticket to go to Hong Kong on a 3-month contract. Right? Said bye to everyone like that. Hong Kong, Disneyland from 3 months. I was having so much fun. I'm like, that was exactly the break that I needed. I'm like, yes, it's okay. You know, it didn't feel like work at all. I was like, enjoy lang. And then they extended it to 6 months, you know, and I was like, I'm ready to go back home. I'm ready to go back to the office. But then wait, you're doing High School Musical, remember?
I remember the batch list tayo na.
Batch natin. So I go, okay, I can stay for 1 more year, okay. But wait, you're doing I'm like, okay, I can stay for 1 more year. It was like that, right? And before I knew it, it was 3.5 years in Hong Kong. Sabi ko, ang bilis naman. So I spoke to my mom. Sabi ko, Mom, 3.5 years na ako dito. I might as well, if things fly by fast, I mean, like, maybe I should just stay and get the permanent residency. The moment that I decided that I wanted to stay in Hong Kong longer, that's when I started studying yoga. Yeah. So, which is my current profession now.
Okay.
So I'm now a yoga teacher, full-time yoga instructor. I actually discovered it in Manila before I left. So I was skipping all of my dance classes, and finally I stumbled on this yoga class, a yoga camp. I remember pa yan, first teacher, Miss Ai from Yoga, you know. Fort Bonifacio pa yon, tawag Fort Boni, you know, in the big camp, you know. We had some tents, and then I saw her. Hindi pa uso Lululemon noon. She was wearing like a white cotton tank, white loose cotton pants, you know, and she was glowing. She looked healthy. She looked very composed, you know. Then after the 1-hour class, I actually felt very nice. And then my mood that whole week in the office, it was so much better. And I'm like, what sorcery is this? So bumalik ako. Bumalik ako the following Sunday. I go, may ano naman ako. I mean, I felt that high, that yoga high. Like, okay, pabalik-balik. I was like every Sunday until I had to fly out and leave Hong Kong. So actually, that was one of the first things that I looked for. When I moved to Hong Kong, nasa ng yoga studio and nasa ng Cantonese classes. Yun talaga, research ka. Okay, Cantonese classes. Okay, yoga classes.
Shout out kay
Okay,
Mr. William Yao.
Yes, teacher. Thank you. Umgaisa, dotsasay, si Losi, Lehoma, hoho. Everything lang yan. So that was it. So after 3.5 years in Hong Kong, and I was attending yoga a lot, I said, like, I think I'm ready to be a teacher. So while I was still employed in Disney, I learned to manage time. After work, I would go to the studio to teach, to take classes. Basically 10 hours a week. It can be done. You just have to manage between theory and practice. until I finally got my very first certificate. That was in 2014. So yeah, fourth year mark. And then I started teaching on the side. And then the more that I was teaching, the more my interest grew. So I started taking other certificates for teaching for prenatal, for schools, for kids. So still while in Disney. So it was a good balance as well. No. And then when I got my
Even
PR,
within Disney, right? You
oh
had
yeah, of
stints
course. I
within
was
Disney,
still
yeah.
teaching.
I
I
remember
was
that.
still teaching. I was teaching within Disney. I had some events, teaching dancers,
Nice.
the dance team, which was so much fun. You know, they
Yes.
were like, okay, lahat ng
Sanctioned
papagawa
by
ko,
the
they do
company.
everything.
Right? Sanctioned by the company
It
yon, di
was, it
ba?
was, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I had approval. Because also it's different as well. And yeah, that was my balance. I'm like my yin and yang. So this is work. This is my hobby, which was I was doing on the side. Okay. That's it. And then after when I finished PR, so my partner then, very supportive partner, si Carlos, he was like, you've done a lot of shows already. Now you have this really promising road in front of you. Why don't you say goodbye to Disney and then just continue? I knew I was ready, pero it took me a year. So I just needed that push. It is true.
Oh,
It's true.
yeah,
Parang
yeah.
alam mo na eh. Pero like comfort zone ko to, I mean, I kaya ko naman gawin at the same time. So I just needed that push. I just needed that shove. And then finally, I had some freelance contacts. I was connecting. I was auditioning also in other studios, and then finally, the what I was eyeing, actually I didn't get. I was given something better, so I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. So that was it. So 2018, I started teaching full time. I still visit Disney once a year. Happy place ko pa din siya, forever Disney
You
baby.
make sure na mag-visit ka pa rin?
Of
Parang
course.
it's
Of
already
course.
planned, parang gano'n. Oh, galing.
Yeah, at least once a year. At least Halloween. If I can go during Christmas, I would. Kaya lang super busy. Yun. Yeah. So I was teaching yoga full time. And then that's it. I kind of like going full circle. I have opened my company Zinzi Yoga for yoga and wellness. Started my website. I went back to writing. For me, it felt like I was going full circle. Talaga.
Yes.
So I started blogging again. I had like 5 blogs differently, trying to consolidate. So yeah, that was basically my 20s. Exploring different careers. I did different. And then I mean, for me, I knew that I was going to do yoga for the rest of my life. The moment that I did it, I'm like, I knew this was
Fell in
something I
love.
could do when I get old. I fell in love. When I get sick, when I get pregnant, it's something that I can still do at any age. So for me, I'm glad I stumbled on yoga into 2010. And for me now, this is the path. I'm back to the brighter side. Ika nga.
Dati dark side,
Other
no?
side na. I'm the step to the other side na pala.
Galing.
So yun.
It's a very good story, very inspiring story. Kasi ang na-catch ko dito is about balancing. You always mention that balance. Right? So you always finding the yin to your yang and the vice versa, the yang to your yin, di ba? So para sa mga nakikinig ngayon, I want to give value to you na that's actually life right? You will never find your balance, but if you keep on trying to find that balance, you're living already, di ba? So, si Zinzi, if you're going to get something from her story, I think this what I got from it is this. She's always finding the other side. What's on the other side? Even if she's on the dark side, corporate world dark side, grabe ka naman. Corporate world dark side. She's always looking on that other side. Diba? She's finding the balance. So kung may ganito, very stressful yung work, so many work to be done, magsasayaw siya on the side. Diba? Tapos, naging medyo mas marami ng responsibilities. She made sure pa rin. Made sure so it's a must. It's part of the schedule to have a Sunday off. And she put that energy to yoga. And that's why she discovered it, di ba? So, sa mga tao ngayon na, alam mo, hindi lang gagawin nila. Di ba? Mga fresh grads, maybe, mga na-stuck sa bahay na nakapag muni-muni. Alam mo yun, yung na sobrang na, wala kasi akong ginagawa, hindi ako makapasok sa trabaho, hindi ako makapasok sa eskwelahan, anong gagawin ko? Right? So, yun ang the question eh. Ano kayang gagawin ko? We're lucky enough, Zinzi, you and I, na we found our passions early. Diba? You want to write, you had your dancing, and then now the yoga. Right? But it's actually something you did as a must for yourself because of the balance. Diba? So, try to actively find that. Diba? Find the balance. Find the light on your dark side and vice versa. Maybe. Kailangan, diba? Minsan kasi kailangan yung tao sabi niya, ang saya-saya ko na kasi, diba? Nasa comfort zone ko na ako. So, technically, nandun ka na sa lighter side. But then, you still looked on the other side. Hindi mo natawag dark side. Pero, you
Other
still are
side.
looking
Correct.
to the other side. Diba?
Absolutely.
So, parang, you're constantly looking to find the balance in your life. And that's why you're living. That's why you can see it in your smile. Diba? Ito ang naalala ko sa kwento mo, ha? Yung book ni Robin Sharma, The Man Who Sold His Ferrari. Na may isang, napipicture kong, book to ha, so hindi to movie. So, napipicture ko lang sa utak ko habang binabasa ko na yung kakilala niya, yung kaibigan niya na matanda na, pero nung nakita niya ulit, hindi na mukaan kasi mas mukha ng bata. So, technically, bumata. Nakakabata kasi yung pag gusto mo yung ginagawa mo, yung passion mo, yung love mo, nandun siya. And then you're constantly finding your balance, your yin to your yang, yang to your yin. Makes you feel alive and it shows to your body. Nagmamanifest siya sa body mo.
Absolutely.
At then bumabata ka. So alam mo, isang frustration ko yung yoga na yan. So maybe you can inspire me. I've messaged you once in a while, right? So, gusto kong gawin yan, ganyan, na hindi ko palang talagang matutukan. Pero, I'm getting there, and I hope your story will be an inspiration to me as well as the audience. Now, pero sabi mo dark side. Ito curious ako sa dark side, di ba? Sa inyo ba, put in the comment section as well sa mga nanonood, is the corporate world a dark side for you also? Just like how Zinzi described it. Kasi yes, why? Right? If it's the dark side, why? Put it in the comment section. And that's my question to you as well, Zinzi. Why is it the dark side?
Well, two things. Number one, expectation. Okay, because in UP, so College of UP Department of College of Mass Communications, Department of Journalism. The expectations are quite high, to be honest, like mga graduates doon, they're like either editors in Philippine Daily Inquirer or the big broadsheets, they're live online. So there's somehow an expectation that you'd go to political news, you're expected to have a political stand, and you have to express it right there. So that was it. So all throughout my university, my college, so that was school. That was ito yun, right? Of course, I have had something on the side to like, this is too serious. I'm gonna dance. Pero again, see the balance again. Yeah? But I enjoyed writing a lot, and for me, it doesn't have to be always hard news. Soft news, light news, it's also considered as news. So I enjoyed that afterwards. It's just that the timing, I guess, wasn't right, and I expected my mom's opinion. Na sabi niya, ayaw niya. She wanted to keep me safe, and I was like, I didn't want to go to Mindanao, Abu Sayyaf, and cover a news there. Top 20, 22 years old. Like, kung gagawin ko doon.
Medyo naive pa, no? Naive pa na. I want to change the world. No?
Of course. I'm like, 22, what do you act? When you're 22, akala mo, you know everything.
Yes.
Trust me. You're still a kid, Just,
marami ka pang kakaining bigas.
Exactly. So I had some friends, I had some contacts. It's like, okay, you want to write? Maybe you can try writing in advertising. You can start with copywriting, that. So dark side for me, meaning because sometimes you don't always have to believe what you write, Sometimes you have responsibilities. This is the creative brief. You have to write something around it. Now, even though if you don't believe it 100%, you're paid to do that, I'm like, okay. That's it. So for me, that was kind of the dark side. Na yung principles mo na, no, I have to be factual, I have to be accurate, you have to compromise that na because,
it's
so
something you're paid
that's
for
the
to
other
do.
side. Exactly. So for me, that was turning into the dark side, into that direction. For me, that's it. But to be honest, I only stayed there briefly. I went to a darker side, the consumer side, and the marketing department. But that's a different thing.
From the dark side, you went to the darker side, okay? Then
To the black hole of consumerism. No, that's it. Yeah, for me, it was it. It was
Okay.
mostly having to compromise my principles, my values.
That's deep. That's deep. Alam mo kasi minsan usually this question, the answer would be because I'm not my own boss, ganon, di ba? Hindi pang hindi ako na I don't want to get up pa ng alang 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. I don't want to get
In
up
that
when
time.
on the time that they set. Diba? I want to get up when I want. Parang ganon, di ba?
Yeah,
I want to be my
yeah,
own boss,
for
ganon.
sure.
So usually ganon yung reason, and then that's valid. Everything's valid, of course. Every reason is valid. But to you, it's a deeper perspective na yung principles mo yung natitibag. Darker side kasi masama talaga yun, di ba? Kasi if you have your principles, your values na binild mo your character, you build your whole life, your young life, at the start ng nung parang so-called after school, di ba? Life starts after school.
Oo.
Ang una mong gagawin is yung dark side. Di ba? Yung titibagin agad yung principles na binild mo buong buhay mo.
I like it.
Di ba? So parang parang totoo naman, maghahanap ka talaga ng iba. Maghahanap ka ng somewhere na you might be your own boss, but your principles are also intact.
Mm-hmm.
Di ba? Hindi pang solid ka pa rin.
True.
I know I can still change the world without that.
Mm-hmm. True.
Di ba?
And
Go ahead.
I have very big respect to everyone who decided to stick with their journalism values, to be honest. Big respect to you,
Yes.
It's a lot of really like commitment, dedication to the craft, to that discipline. But there are also like what you said, nga, there are other ways to find your own imprint, to leave your own footsteps behind, apart from being there
Yes.
and the writing, delivering the news,
Yes, you can
or making
contribute.
different
di
ways
ba?
to make
Yes.
or different ways to make an impact,
Yes.
basically.
Ang galing.
Mhm.
Na, again, hindi compromise. Again, hindi ibig sabihin mali yun. Right? Hindi ibig sabihin the dark side is wrong. No. It's just your
just
description.
different.
It's just a different perspective. Other people, that's their passion. Diba? Yeah, that's why there's no wrong reason. There's no right way, no right path. Diba? There's just a right path for you. And you chose the path na your principles will still be intact. Right? So, ano ngayon yung principles? Principles tayo. Ano ngayon yung principles na nakuha mo nung you went to performing? Yeah, kasi marami kasing sinasabi, ay, ang swerte-swerte mo naman, Zinzi, kasi yung trabaho mo, yung gusto mo talagang gawin. Diba? Pero kasi, since you went to the deeper side of that dark side, right? I want to go to the deeper stuff of that, the light.
The lighter side.
The lighter side, diba?
Other side.
On
Lighter
the
side,
other
yeah.
side, ano naman yung mga principles na, sa tingin mo is, you held on to it, that's why you actually stayed there for a long time. What made you stick?
Well, for me, of course, passion, that was one. I really enjoyed what I was doing. And then what made me stick is, for me, talagang performing, giving joy. It was memorable for me, like seeing the audience. Yung ang saya nila, they're very excited to see you. Open your gate, open your curtains, they're there. And then, magaan for me when I see like everyone is very happy seeing you perform, everyone like that. For me, I was looking forward to each show. Like habang nagme-makeup, habang nagpe-prepare, after many years, I still have this feeling na excited ako lumabas. I still get that after a long time. So for me, that was it.
So not only going to the lighter side, and you stick because you're actually the light to others, di ba? Parang ganun, no? You light them up, no? Meron akong story before.
Sarap pakinggan.
Oo, di ba? Parang ikaw yung nagpangiti
Sarap pakinggan.
Di ba? Kung sa manonood nito, napangiti ka namin. Sabihin mo, ilagay mo sa comment section, di ba? Ilagay mo sa comment section na, you made us laugh, you made us smile, you made us realize something, you made us change our mind, you gave us a different perspective that we can think about and actually gawin sa sarili ko, di ba? Kung yun ang nararamdaman nyo, ganun ang nararamdaman namin every time nagpa-perform kami. Di ba? Because they went to the park to actually enjoy the performance, di ba? And when they actually do, then that's a win for you, di ba? It's a small win maybe for you, but it's a win. Di ba? So, there's a story na, nagtanong sa akin, bakit ganun? Mayroong kwento before sa akin na sinasabi nila, ayan, kasama ko naman si Kuya JP. Kailangan humato na naman tayo. Yung gano'n, narinig ko yun. So, parang natuwa ako, napangiti ako, na parang, talaga, if kapag kasama mo ako, yun yung naramdaman mo. Di ba? Kasi parang...
Thank you.
Di ba? Hindi na directly sinabi sa akin, pero yun ang sabi na sa akin. Yun narinig ko, hindi directly sa akin, pero narinig ko sinabi nila. So parang sabi ko, bakit kaya? Hindi tinanong nila sa akin. Bakit ganun ka sa show? Bakit ka all out? Di ba? Kasi sabi ko, lagi ko nakikita yung anak ko doon. Anak ko yung, lahat ng batanda at lahat ng bata doon ay anak ko. Yung anak ko very expressive. Pag nakikita ko, Daddy, ganun talaga. Very expressive na pinakita niya. Nakita ko. Ito lang, best daw nakita ng anak ko. Daddy ko yan. Ganun yung mukha niya, di ba? So parang I make it a point na ganun din na maging reaction ng lahat. Di ba? At usually, ang tingin ko lagi, ito yung answer ko sa question nila, ang tingin ko lagi is pababa. Di ba? Sa mga bata. Sa bata. Kasi yung bata, very expressive yung kanilang, yung hindi mo naman, di ba? Pag naglalaro ka, sayo-sayo mo, hindi mo mapigilan sa katawan mo, lumalabas talaga sa ngiti mo, yung pag-enjoy mo doon sa pagsasayaw. So, lalo ka pang nagkakaroon ng
You
buhay.
get the energy back.
Yes.
Oo, totoo.
And then you gave it back. Babalik-balik ngayon yung energy, di ba?
Yeah,
And that
feeling
is very powerful, di ba? Very powerful na reciprocated yung ginagawa mo right there and then. As in, split second, nandun na kaagad, and then may reaction ka agad, and then you give it to them again and again and again and again. That's addicting, di ba? May dopamine na lumalabas na sa'yo niyan.
It is.
Yeah. Na ikaw ngayon, I wanna do that again tomorrow. Oh my. Di ba? So, yun sa tingin ko, no, ang kaya nating ibigay sa na although, pwede namang hindi lang sa performance yun eh. Sa tingin nyo, di ba, yung mga bagay na ganyan na feel nyo, di ba? Any other aspect of life or any other profession, ay pwede nyong gawin yun. Yeah? Na may, yung principles mo nandun pa rin, tapos makapagbigay ka pa ng light sa ibang tao. No? So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Pero, nung sinabi mong, andun na, ultimate job ever. The best job ever. Diba sabi mo, I love my job. Talagang, I love my job talaga. Tapos, the best job ever, but then you left.
Yeah.
You found another love. Diba? What is it in yoga? I'm gonna mention you na. Maybe you have a specific story. Now, what is it in yoga that you broke up with dance?
I made that jump.
You broke up? Diba? Sabi mo nga, matagal siyang on the side, but then you finally broken up with them.
I guess,
diba?
Well, I still love to dance. I mean, like, to be honest, I should be dancing more. Kaya lang, na may medyo iba yung focus ko. I still miss dancing. I still miss performing. I mean, hindi mo mawala yan, di ba? Nandiyan na yan lagi, for sure. It's just that, with time, with maturity, and then with some realizations, it's true. Yeah, your priorities change. And super normal. That's expected. That is completely okay, And like, for me, maybe like I went there with two things in mind. Kasi number one, I started dancing late. Okay, I wasn't like other batchmates that they were dancing since they were kids and they've been doing it for a long time. I started late. Maybe that's why I enjoyed it later in life. Yeah, was that? Maybe can you say that?
I started 17. Actually,
13 ako.
17 or 19? 18, I think. No?
Yeah.
So later pa.
Oo.
Makunat na.
And no. Yeah, and then I knew that dance wasn't going to be something long term. Kasi syempre, nasakit yung buto mo and everything. And there was a point na I actually felt that lower back pain, knee pain. So I was dancing in really bad shoes, bad heels. Ramdam ko yun talaga. Even nga yung stilts.
Alam mo yan.
Alam mo yan. And then, what healed me was yoga. All the stretching, because yoga is kind of, it's the complement. I wouldn't say it's the opposite. It's the complement of yoga. Everything that dance of dance, like sa dance lahat turned out, diba? Turned out everything. Yoga is very good. So feeling ko lahat na reverse, everything turned in. It brings the body back to its natural state. And ramdam ko siya. Well, as in like for months, may masakit likod ko, and then when I practice yoga afterwards, or I keep it regularly, wala na. So I used to have left knee pains. Ilang beses na sumakit yung tuhod ko. Do yoga, extensions, everything, wala. Done. Now it's perfectly healed. So I said like, there is something in yoga talaga na that for me is like, this is I wouldn't say the real deal, but this is like the sustainable way. Like hanggang pagtanda, sabi ko, I think I can see myself practicing this at any age. Maski buntis ako in any condition. Like, kasi kapag dancer ka, pag nabuntis ka, you have to stop. If you're injured, you have to stop, right? So I can see myself teaching maski buntis ako, to be honest. Yeah? Because there's also prenatal yoga, and you can always modify. Also in yoga, with maturity, syempre it comes less competition. I was never into competitive sports, So I mean like yoga by itself, it's more of like honoring like where you are, saan ka ngayon, saan ka sa practice mo. Of course, there's like maybe like hardcore, like I wouldn't say it's there. Some maybe, I don't know if you consider yung mga Instagram followers as a competition, o sino pinaka-maraming followers, or sino pinaka matagal naka-handstand, yung mga ganyan. Sino ang ganon, di ba? But that's not yoga. So hindi na siya yoga practice. It's more like ego, because you're just feeding your ego. So which is the antithesis of what real yoga is.
I see.
Yeah.
Galing.
That's it. It's all about, hindi na natutunan ko talaga sa yoga. I mean, like, everything you need, it's within you. You are enough, And today, you will feel different from other days. And that's just how it is. That's life.
Ito lesson to. Alala ko yung story ng I'm sure nasabi ko ito sa ibang episodes, but this is a story na lagi sabi sa anak ko and applicable sa lahat ng lessons na nakakausap ko. It's the hare and the tortoise, di ba? Hare and the tortoise, isa sinasabi mo, I'm a competitive person. Very competitive ako, grabe. Competitive ako, kailangan mas magaling ako. Kailangan mas magaling ako sa kanya, ganon. So doon ang gagaling din isang answer sa question kung bakit ako humahataw sa mga sayaw. Kasi gusto ko ipakita na, mas matanda ako sa'yo, pero mas malakas ang energy ko sa'yo. Yun lang. It doesn't matter kung anong energy ako malakas siya o hindi. Ang point ko lang, sa sarili kong mundo, kailangan mas lakas ako sa'yo.
Yeah.
Alam yun?
Okay.
Hindi affected ng ibang tao yung decision kong yun. Wala ka sa picture. Wala ka sa picture. I'm just competing against you for me. Hindi purpose is to beat you. No? You are just there for me to up me. Lift me up. Di ba, mas iaangat ko yung sarili ko, yung mag-higher level ako. Kasi napansin ko, wow, lakas mo Di ba? So, as either, sumuko na ako at bababa na lang ako, hindi na ako mag-aalang ng energy, or I'll try my best to be better than you.
Level up, yeah.
Level up. But, hindi ka apektado doon. I don't know. You're not a factor. You just have to be there for me
it's nothing personal.
To be energized. Parang ganon.
Yeah.
I just have to be energized by your energy. Parang ganon. Yeah? But I'm sobrang competitive na kahit yung mga kasama ko, mga teammate ko sa Team Mushu, kahit teammate ko, competitive ako sa teammate ko. Kailangan mas malakas din ako sa'yo. Diba? So magkakampi kami, pero mas malakas ako sa'yo. So thinking na kapag nagawa ko yun, baka ganun ka din sa akin. So we're both leveling up. Diba? So yun ang purpose kung bakit gusto maging competitive. Diba? But your story, sabi mo, you don't have to be competitive to actually, diba, level you up.
Yeah. Okay, the other word that I can use is, I don't compare. I never compared myself. I never compared myself with others kung ano man yung level nila, like that. I'm like, I'll just do my own thing. But, which is consistent din naman. I would pretty much say my performance was consistent because yun how I am. Ito yung feel ko today and I'll just continue doing like this, or maybe some days, maybe I don't feel as well. and that's it. And I don't compare, which is, and I think I got it also from yoga, like you
It's a
practice on
principle
the
of yoga.
mat,
Yeah.
ito ka, yeah,
Ikaw lang, oh.
whatever your practice, yung katabi mo, o mas stable, katabi mo, ganyan. I mean, that's okay. You just focus on yourself, what's going on, And that was it. That carried on with me.
What I'm saying
Talaga.
is both
For a long time.
perspectives work.
Yeah, there's no wrong, no right.
If you're a competitive
Yeah.
person, do it for you. If you're not a competitive person, you still do it for you.
Do
So
it
that's
for
the
you,
lesson.
yes.
Iba-iba kasi ang read natin sa story ng the hare and the tortoise, 'di ba? Pero sa akin ang lesson is this. Yeah. We are both on a different side perspective on this, but the lesson is the same. Here's how. The hare is competing with the tortoise. Right? But the tortoise is competing with himself.
Itself, yeah.
So I may look that I'm competitive, that I want to beat the hare. I may look that I want to beat the hare because I'm doing my best, right? But the hare is insignificant. He's not there to level me up. I'm competing with myself. So we're both saying the same thing on the same story, on the same lesson,
Different.
but in a different
With a
way.
different character.
Yes, and a different character, di ba? So parang,
Yeah.
I may look like a hare to you, kasi competitive ako, but I'm not really. I'm a tortoise in a hare's clothing. I'm a
Yeah.
tortoise inside. Parang ganon. You look at me that I may look like a hare to you, but for me, I'm a tortoise inside. Yung ganon. So don't compete with other people, di ba? Be competitive, but be competitive with yourself. Beat you. Beat you from yesterday. Yeah. Yun lang. I think magandang lesson yun sa mga tao ngayon na lagi lang ko na-compare. I have a blog post before, vlog, whatever, na how to get ahead. How to get ahead. And my answer is, wag mo i-compare sarili mo sa ibang OFW successful na may bahay na kasi siya, may kotse na kasi siya, mayroong business na kasi siya, ganito, ganyan. Wag mo i-compare. How to be ahead? Just compare yourself to yourself. Kasi if you're 1% higher or plus 1 lang, 1 nga lang 1 tomorrow, then you're ahead. Di ba? Kasi everybody will have a different journey, a different story. But if you have your principles intact, di ba? You will still go ahead with how you want to do it, right? Different story, different way of going to your goal. Okay. Now, sabi mo, love mo yung yoga, gusto mong nahanap mo siya sa side mo, gusto mo na siya, di ba? But you said you started a company for yoga, right? So basically, you went to the dark side. Actually, hindi. You opened up a dark side. Di ba? So
You can say
parang,
that.
is that you finding another balance? Balance in
Yes,
what
I
you
can
have?
say.
Di ba? Based sa stories na sabi mo sa akin. But then, you are asking someone else to be on that side. Di ba? So, I want to find the conflict there. And,
Okay.
diba,
Good question, Kuya.
yung conflict there, ano yung, I don't want to do it because their belief is not mine. But then you are opening up something to invite them to do that.
Good question. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there's this. I've been listening to also to podcasts. I have some mentors that in yoga. Now, basically, well, yoga before it started in India, right? So people just teach yogis for free. You don't need to pay, right? That was before. That's how it started, But now in yoga, slowly starting to get popular, right? And then slowly starting to get monetized. It's fine, yeah. But then what I realized, also I've been listening to mentors, to podcasts, is that you shouldn't feel guilty about receiving money because in the end, it's just an energy exchange. Yeah. Okay.
Good answer.
Na
Good answer.
Yeah, it was
Wanna
because
know
I was
more.
saying like, why should I charge this if I could teach for free, for instance, right? Syempre, kailangan mo rin kumain, you have bills to pay, you have everything, you need to save that. Before I used to do, and even now, I still do community events. I teach for free. I teach friends for free, because I enjoy it, But then I mean, when you're speaking about energy exchange, and then that's when I don't feel, or at least yogis or yung mga purists shouldn't feel guilty about getting compensated. Yeah, does that? So you're still finding your balance.
Yung gusto kong perspective na I want you to expound on is yung that's you, di ba? Ikaw yung gumawa nun eh, right? But then, imagine mo yung the dark side nung unang mong kwento na meron kang company na they are asking you to write something up na you don't really believe in. Diba? So on this side, on your side, you actually started a company that you may want to ask other people to join this movement or whatever, diba? But they might not believe in as well. So yung perspective sinabi mo is for you on your side. But me, why would I join your company? Diba? When you told me it's actually the dark side.
Diba? I'm not okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm not encouraging, I'm not hiring anyone to join my company, but more of to be part of the community.
Yeah. I see.
It's more like that. It's a community thing, you know, and giving back. And in terms of values, principles, I really believe in yoga. I mean, like everybody should do yoga. The whole world should do yoga. It will be a better place. People will be more composed. I would think they will feel more balanced. They would be more mindful, make better decisions, you know. So it's more of for me, community. That's very important, and just sharing. It's like dance. You're sharing joy, share joy. Natapos na ako doon. I'm like, share yoga. Everyone should do yoga. So yeah, for me,
because if you believe in something that will help them, diba? Then parang bukang
you have to believe in your product, kumbaga, diba? You have to believe in your service kung ano man yung binebenta mo. You should try it yourself. You should be well-versed, experienced before you can be a valid, I would say, like source of information.
Yeah, maybe if ever you're going to hire someone, you'll be hiring someone that you have the same values, no? I'm pretty sure.
Definitely. Or it could be the other side. Someone who fills the gap. Yung kulang ko, di ba? Ano yung kulang ko?
Sabi nga nila, hire someone smarter than you or yung kanilang expertise is not yours, di ba? So for example, you're the artsy side, the one that makes the creative processes, di ba? Pero mayroon din on the accounting side, di ba?
Yeah,
so you hire someone on the accounting side, di ba? Yung gano'n,
actually,
people smarter than you. Di ba?
Yeah. And that's where, I mean, although the name is mine, it's very important for me to mention, syempre, and for everyone, is to have a partner who does the other
side.
Kasi I have a website. Siya yung gumawa. Carlos, my partner. Siya yung gumawa. I mean, that's not his line of work, you know. Siya yung gumawa. Pinag-aralan niya. Finally, he did it. Instagram boyfriend, nagtitake ng photos. Ako, ganyan.
Siya yung taga.
Support system. Oo, support system. And actually, siya din yung nag-design ng logo ko. Di ba? Siya na. Because he's an architect, so he's also into design. So he was like, okay, making logos, yun yung push na sometimes kailangan mo, the compliment or the push that you need. Like, okay, you're ready to leave this chapter, you go on to the next one. Oh, but you do a lot, tuturo ka ng yoga, why don't you make your own company? Why don't you make your own website? Okay. And then, siya na din tumulong gumawa ng website, everything, shop. And also, actually, the idea about the yoga mats was his. You know?
Talaga?
Diba?
So, yung merch, di ba? Yung merch is his.
Yeah, it's his idea, which I was lacking. Kasi nga, I don't have a marketing backbone, an entrepreneurial backbone in my body. I had someone, my partner, was filling in the gaps. Opportunities, kumbaga na. Zinzi, you're teaching this. You have an opportunity to do this. I'm like, okay. That's true.
No?
And then,
so it's the people around you. You know, I want
to
emphasize this enough na when we started our own business, we started with people. I'm asking people to go inside the bus, traveling to a destination we don't know yet. Okay? That's important because some people, they want to go they want to go somewhere, right? And they're inviting people to go inside the bus to go to that place. And then that place is not actually good. So, mangyayari yung mga tao sa loob ng bus, sabihin, bakit mo kami dinala dito? Di ba? So, doon ang conflict nang gagaling. Di ba? Pero, what if you already know the people inside the bus and it doesn't matter where you go because it's about how you get there. Di ba? So, for me, it's like the book, Five People You Meet in Heaven, and the saying that you're the average of the 5 people you always hang around with, right? So, my question to you is, who's that 5 people, right? The influential person na bukod kay Carlos. Na, who's that influential person na maybe a book, maybe, because I know you're a reader, me as well. So parang, mayroon ba nag-inspire sa'yo to actually, something, someone, some book, some saying na pushed you to that direction other than your partner?
Yeah, well, he played definitely a big part, towards that direction. Maybe I have less than 5. I might have less than 5. I'll count my mom. Okay, although mom, my grandma, which nagpalaki sa akin, played a big part, of course, of the traditional values na napass. Now looking back, everything she said then makes a lot of sense. Na before bata ka, I don't realize it.
Pasok lang, no?
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm like, okay. I'm like, everything she says makes a lot of sense. I would say I would add on my mentors, the people that I follow. Mado has a link. I'm always listening to her weekly podcast. So it's a yoga teachers resource podcast. So a lot of topics about yoga, on the mat, off the mat, marketing of yoga, how to be
everything
how to
around
live your
it.
authentic self. Yeah, everything. It's just being authentic in your yoga, practicing yoga, teaching like that. Leslie Fight Master, also a yoga teacher as well. I always support. She influenced my teaching style heavily a lot, I would say. I would say those for sure. Yes, friends. I have friends as well. Who share my same interests, same curiosity. I have a lot of friends then outside work, outside Disney. Now, for me, I enjoyed company of open-minded people. Yeah, kasi like even when I moved to Hong Kong, my goal was not to just focus sa Hong Kong Disneyland. Sabi ko, I'm out of the Philippines. I'm gonna explore. I'm gonna make friends. I'm gonna network. So, yun, dumami. Mga barkada ko na from all over the world. We get together every week a lot. Na usually like different nationalities. We'd have like, okay, bring food from your own country. Anong gagawin ko? Chicken, macaroni, sopas. O sige pa, dilit. Yung mga Polish na friends, German. Like, every week we'd get together as well. So for me, that worldliness, that open-mindedness, talagang change yung mindset mo to, it would challenge you to think outside the box, to think big. For me, yun. Na parang, if I just look at like this, na it's limiting. Tapos pag may nakausap ka, someone from other place, in our country, we do this. Yun to, may ganyan. You get a lot of ideas. So for me, inspiring din. I have a couple of barkadas, big barkadas then, na all from different places. We share topics, we share everything. Na talagang, opportunity spotted. Hindi ko naisip yun.
Mental note.
For me, totoo. It's true. It's the people, like you said, the people that you spend time with. It doesn't have to be colleagues all the time. It doesn't have to be your same household all the time. Pero the more that you go out, dami mong matutunan talaga. So, for me, in a way, that's why lagi akong curious. Lagi akong curious. I
You want to ask more
like,
questions?
okay.
You want to ask more questions?
Ask more questions na parang kaya pala. It's possible. Especially if you're around people who have done it. I'm like, it's not impossible. It can be done. So yun, na-inspire ako doon. Kasi I've had some friends then who also have their own small businesses or kaya they are in positions na in their own right. Parang, it can be done.
Galing, no? It opened up your world. Other people, not actually the country itself, but It doesn't have to be the
No.
country. Sometimes it's the people. But in Hong Kong is an open city or
City.
na
A
kayang
world city.
world
Wala.
city siya, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Ano parang ang
Yeah.
daming nagaan lang, transient, 'di ba?
True, it's true.
Ang daming
True.
dating na saglit, alis ulit, 'di ba? So, alam mo yung lesson na yan, it directly relates to what I've been trying to say in this podcast, if you my previous episodes na this is OFWpreneurs, by the way. So OFWs and entrepreneurs. So, and I encourage everyone, this is the message of the podcast. The fastest way to come home for good nang hindi ka nagmamadali is to actually start a business. I know na feel mo yan. I know medyo may tama sa'yo sa nanonood ngayon na OFW. May tama sa'yo yan. Sabi mo, 3 months ka lang. Sabi mo, sabi ko 2 years ka lang. Di ba? Sabi mo, mag-iipon ako para sa business. Sabi mo, di ba? Ganito lang, ganito lang. Tapos, pagbating mo sa ibang bansa, sabi mo, wow! Right? Yung maliit mong mundo, lumaki, kasi naka-experience ka ng ibang karangyaan sa buhay yung naisip nila, di ba? Karangyaan sa buhay. Pero naisip nila yung mga experiences ng ibang tao, nakukuha mo rin. Stories ng ibang tao, nakukuha mo rin. And then, it opened up your world. Ang point is, yung maliit mong mundo, lumaki, pero yung perspective mo, lumiit ulit. Nakita mo na pwede mo palang puntahan lahat. Pwede mo palang gawin lahat. Ibig sabihin, you just have to stick your mind into what you want to do. Bumalik ulit sa maliit, sa gusto mo na. Di ba? Nakita mo, pwede to, pwede to, pwede to, pwede to, pwede to. Pero saan ka papunta? Doon ka sa gusto mo. Doon ka sa passion.
Absolutely.
Doon ka sa
Going back
high
home.
job. Sa going back
Sa
home.
ano mo?
Yes.
Oo.
And the message is,
Going back home.
home is where your heart is, di ba?
Yeah.
Wala akong sinasabing umuwi ka sa Pilipinas kasi yun yung home mo. Because for me, home is where your heart is. If home to you is Hong Kong, then so be it. If home to you is Canada, US, whatever, wherever, right? Because home is not a place. It's the people. Yeah? So, go ahead, interact with the people. It will open your mind. And then in the end, it will actually give you the perspective of what you really want, right? Want in life. So I encourage everybody to be OFWs. Sabi kasi nila grabe ka, JP, sabi mo ganito, ganyan. Go home for good, go home for good. So isipin, ayaw mo OFW kami? Yes and no. If you have an opportunity in the Philippines to do what you love, go ahead with it already, make a business out of it. But if not, your perspective is just maliit pa lang, di ba? Palakihin mo. How? Go ahead, be an OFW, fly outside the country. But experience the culture. Hindi yung, alam mo yun, di ba? Sabi ng ginagawa ng iba, punta sa ibang bansa, pero sila lang tayo mag-isa, yun lang. Sobrang focus ako sa gagawin ko, mag-iipon ako ng ganito, ganyan. Wala na yung part ng culture immersion. Wala na yung,
Absolutely.
di ba? Sabi nila, hindi na ako kumakain, ganyan, or hindi na ako lumalabas para sa pamilya ko. I think for me, that's a wrong message to impart sa mga OFWs ngayon eh. Go ahead. Experience the culture. On your day off, go outside, utang na loob. Go outside. Experience the culture. Hindi lang to experience it, but to get mental note. Diba? Sabi ni Zinzi, that can be done. Diba? So I want to expose all the OFWpreneurs here in this show so that you will have a different perspective. So that, pag makita mo, pwede pala. Pwede pala nagawa niya eh. So, isibihin, pwede rin ako. Siya na yung example. Siya yung the best example na kaya kong gawin yun. And if you have questions, very specific questions, go ahead, put it in the comment section. Right? We'll answer it. Yeah? We'll try our best to answer your questions para hindi, alam yun, di ba sabi mo kanina tumatak sa akin yun na, especially those people who have already done it. I've invited guests here that are doing it. Have done, doing it, still doing it. And ask them. Ask them. So put it in the comment section. Ask away. Diba? And then, your perspective will become bigger and then you will know what you wanna do. Yeah, ang galing, no? So, kasi parang yung mismong story mo is the lesson itself. You always find the darker side. Go to the light side. Go to the next big thing. Go to what you love. Go to what makes sense to you. Go to your principles. It doesn't have to trample on other people's beliefs. It doesn't have to. Right? Go ahead with your tribe. Go ahead with your community. Make your own community. Gumawa ka ng sarili mong community where you are like-minded. Diba? Get perspectives from them and give them your own perspective. That's the purpose of this podcast. Ang dami kang nakausap, iba-ibang sinasabi, iba-ibang kwento. Pero yung principles, pare-pareho. Di ba? But my question to you, Zinzi, this is OFWpreneurs Podcast and I am talking about home. Is this business something you would say can make you go home? Wherever that home is.
Okay. Possibly. Well, ano ba? Like, if you're gonna say home, like, where I grew up in, where I was born, I would like to go back home. I love the Philippines. Ngayon nakalabas ako ng Philippines. I'm in Hong Kong. I've traveled other places. I always look forward to going back home. Kasi talaga, iba talaga. Filipinos talaga, they're the most warm, they're the most friendly people everywhere. So I was lucky enough that I have a partner who likes to travel. So kami magkasama, we go. And then sa Pinas, iba talagang the smiles ng Pinoy. Talagang, this feels like home. So I would see myself definitely in the future going back to retire. Hindi sa Manila, siguro I don't mind like going down sa province with a beach, tahimik, lapit ka sa nature. Lapit sa nature, totoo. I mean, that's a very ideal retirement place. Second part, if home is where the heart is. So for me, my heart is yoga, teaching yoga, sharing yoga, And I fashion my career in a way na I can be flexible, maski saan ako pumunta. Kasi everyone in the world, everyone needs yoga, May sa Pinas, Singapore, Japan, Europe, maski sa States, people can benefit from yoga. So kung saan yung calling ko, also depending also sa partner, my partner sa calling, I'm happy to explore again. I'm always curious, I mean, like, kasi it's not always like, hindi mo masasabi na this is the last destination, I mean, like, there's always opportunities na, maybe may chance dito. And then I'll be doing the same thing. It will be centered with yoga.
Meaning,
yun ang heart.
Two ways mo in-answer. So, yung retirement sa Pilipinas and your heart, di ba? Your home, where your heart is, di ba? So, the people. Anyway, yung business na to of doing yoga is actually the plan to go to that home, your definition of home. Yeah. So, alam nyo yung sinasabi nila na ang hirap kasing gawin yung business sa Pilipinas. Kasi OFW ka na sa ibang bansa ka. Sabi naman, ang hirap magawa ng business dun sa lugar na pinagtatrabahuhan mo. Yeah, Hong Kong, di ba? Sabi naman nila, ang hirap kasi na hindi mo bantayan, mga ganon, di ba? So, why don't you try it? Di ba? Sabi naman, mahirap daw yung, nandito ka sa kailangan umuwi ka sa Pilipinas para gawin mo yun. Okay? Meron sa mga guests dito, sabi nila, ganun talaga dapat. Umuwi ka, gawin mo dun. Ako naman, ginawa ko dito. Sa Hong Kong, ginawa ko, sa Hong Kong ko ginawa. Pero may iba na akong nakausap na sabi niya, gusto ko, pag uwi ko sa Pilipinas, stable na yung business before pa ako umuwi. Diba? Sabihin, ginagawa niya sa Pilipinas pero sa OFW pa rin siya. Diba? So, for me, nang natutunan ko sa mga guests na nandito, everything is okay.
Yes.
As long as you try it. Right? It's the idea. Don't let it be stuck as an idea. Alam mo, plano ko kasing plano ko kasing wala na anong ginawa mo? Right? So, the action part is the most important part. And these people, the guests that I have here, are the people who actually jumped. Andun na sila. Right? So, learn from their stories. Learn from their lessons, di ba? Pero, mahirap no? Ang hirap Parang, minsan may heartbreak di ba? Ang sakit Parang, sabi ko, mayroon talagang times na sabi mo, ayoko na, bakit pa ako pumasok dito? Di ba? Sabi nila, 95% of small businesses, fail in the first 2 years. And if they succeed in the first 2 years, they fail on the next 5. On the 5th year, they will fail. 95% na again ng mag-fail. Why go there? Why jump? Why is it that you're still there? And bakit nga ba kahit masakit, ginawa mo pa rin? So, two-part question na. Ano yung masakit? Ano yung sa kanahirapan? Right? Kasi I think I know the answer why you're still there.
Saan ako nahirap? Yeah?
On starting a business, saan ka nahirapan? Anong part nung nahirap? Physically, maybe?
Oh my gosh.
Financially?
Saan ako nahirap? Why it got postponed? Well, I can have two. Well, maybe a couple of answers. Number one, procrastination. This is true. If you're not planning properly, I mean,
Thank
like,
you for being honest.
may intention ka. May intention ka, maganda intention mo. Pero if you don't actually sit down, make a timeline, and then follow your plan, madadelay yan. That one, I think for me is a big struggle. Like, siguro I could have started, actually, we had the idea for the yoga mats in 2016 pa. You know that?
4 years before.
2016. We had the name, we had the logo, but it's like, that's a nice idea. Carlos, like, ano yan? Kumakain kami ni Carlos, sa napkin pa siya nagdo-drawing. I have an idea for you. Lalala, why? You like yoga? Why don't you do yoga mas? Lalala. Sketch pa siya. After lunch, may logo na kami. Ganyan. It's a nice idea. But then, so you also have to pick yung timings. For me, yung timing ko kasi was COVID. Yung nagsara lahat ng yoga studio. You know, wala akong work. Dami kong free time bigla. Sabi ko, gagawin ko sa free time ko. And then we're like, okay, now that I have this free time, dito ngayon, pwede ako mag-focus. So, now I'm into the yoga mats. Talagang, ano siya talaga, dugot pawis. Can I say that? Dugot pawis and everything. Kasi months talaga yun. For me, it was very personal. The name was personal. Kasi name ko din yung gamit doon. And for me, like, ayokong again, principles to eh. We're going back to principles to values. Ayokong magbenta for the sake of bumenta. I wanted something na gagamitin ko, I would recommend to other people, you know? So, ilang months yon, research, testing, planning, balik, this and that, lahat ng samples, until after, maybe it took me nearly 6 months. Akala ko, gagawa lang naman ng yoga mat. Pa? Ano ka? Totoo, gawa ka ng yoga mats, o order ka, o yung tataka mo yun. Hindi, ayoko naman ng ganun. I want my name. Gusto ko sarili kong design. Gusto ko sarili kong packaging, you know. Gusto ko, it's an eco-friendly brand, very important for me. Gusto ko sustainable. Dami kong requirements.
Dami mong checklist, no?
Yung sarili ko. Kaya doon siya natagalan. I mean, yun yung siguro nag-hinder sa akin as well. Pero in the end, talagang kailangan mo talaga, you have to really push through, you know. Tapos nung lumabas siya, iba yung feeling na, my COVID baby. Yun ang COVID baby. Na, sarap din kasi, hindi na, ito yung research mo ito yung pinag-aralan mo you know, and everything. Design mo to So, for me, it didn't feel like dark side ko siya na ima-market ko siya, ibebenta ko siya. Kasi, number one, I really believe in the product. Research ko siya, ito siya, you know? And then, number two, I really believe in the service or what comes with it, yung gagawin mo, yoga with it. So, for me, it was like a win-win situation na ito yun, this is what I believe in. Ito yung product na I would recommend to everyone. Also because, I felt there was a gap in the market. Kasi hirap din ako makahanap ng yoga mat. I mean, since practicing 2010, I've tried different brands, madulas, manipis, maliit,
ramdam ko yung sahig.
amoy glue, amoy toxic, ganyan, lahat, you know. So, I saw this niche,
problem.
this small market na, sige, let's address that, you know. So it's still a small business. I'm still learning every day, pero it's already out there. You know, I started doing pop-ups already, bazaars, pop-ups, and again, nag-start yan. Alam mo, yung marketing na, start na with friends. Again, barkada ko talaga. I did a lunch party. It's my barkada, all supporting. Tapos spread out friends of friends, naturo, referral. Doon siya talaga nag-start. So for me, talaga having a support group, you know, supportive partner support group talaga very important. And then they really help you to get the word out. And not because friends sila, pero quality.
You also believe it,
Because of quality, Yun, doon ako na, like, it must be right. I must be doing right. Kasi if I get honest reviews, if I get good feedback about the yoga mats, about my teaching, about my style, then maybe I'm doing something right, you know. But I'm still learning, syempre. Still learning, lagi naman.
Is there any
There's
criticism
always
you've received na tinamaan ka?
Oh my gosh.
Tama ba siya? Wait, you doubted yourself. may ganon. May naman kung sabi na,
Well, actually, maybe the one closest to home, like from my partner. Like, he knows me well. We've been together for 5-6 years. Na, Zinzi, you can do more, give more. Kasi alam niya yung habits ko eh. Alam niya, procrastinator ako eh.
Hindi nga, totoo.
You know.
Totoo ba? Sa mga kaibigan ni Zinzi, can you raise your hands?
For me, that was it. That was the biggest criticism na I should handle my time management.
Yeah. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest.
It's true.
I was planning to inject that part to put it to a joke or something, but actually you went with it. It's the lesson. You know yourself. You're being honest na it's a lesson you have to learn from, and I'm sure maraming ganon, right? Kinailangan pa ng COVID. Oh my. Kinailangan pa ng COVID para gumalaw, di ba? I mean, you're being pushed into a cliff, di ba? That's the only time you prepared for the jump. Because the cliff, the jumping part is inevitable. Why wait for the inevitable, di ba? That's defense for me, Zinzi. Defense. You're on a defensive side when you're trying to wait for something to happen before you move. Di ba? But the COVID, for me, the lesson of the COVID, which is what you said, na made you go on an offensive. Right? So, if there's a takeaway dito, right? The balancing act for me, na sinasabi ni Zinzi, is you have to be defensive. Have to. Right? But don't wait for the push for it to happen before mo gawin. Go on the offensive. Right? Be proactive. Ngayon pa lang sabihin mo na. Ngayon lang. I don't have to wait for that pandemic for me to move. Yeah? So that's a lesson Ang galing ng pangyayaring ganyan Kasi maraming tao na nag-jump pero they're waiting for something else. There's a condition. There's a checklist, etc. Okay lang, ganyan. But then yung ibang tao sinasabi nila, when I jump, I discover the checklist.
Oh, yeah.
Diba? So I think whenever you want to go with that, but the thing is, go ahead and jump. Diba? Go ahead and jump. Sabi ba yung feeling na pag sa jump mo iba yung feeling, COVID baby, diba? COVID baby. Sarap yung feeling, no? But then, your answer is discovering yourself. Diba? When you jump, you discovered yourself. Galing, no? No, before sabi mo, okay, I need to know myself. For me kasi it's a requirement Before you start a business, before you do something, before you actually make something out of your passion or your hobby. Kasi for me, passion is your talent you decided Marunong ka kumanta, marunong ka sumayaw, pero kung saan nag-concentrate, yun ka magiging passionate Right? It might have gone a different way It might also be changed to that part. Kumanta ka ng bata ka, you're passionate about it, you're 100%, and then you change it. For whatever reason, something happened, you change it. You went to dance, diba? And then you change it, you're passionate about it. So your passion is your talent you decided. You decided on it, and then you do it. Right? So ang problema yung finding that passion. Go ahead, try everything. Diba? Jump. Either prepare for it, find something that you actually love. Na sometimes hindi mo alam if you haven't tried, no? So agad ng OFW, try everything. Right? With your passion, knowing yourself, be self-aware. Go ahead, try everything that you actually like to do. Diba? Find your ikigai. Ikigai, something that you can actually help others, your vocation, diba? And something you get something from the energy exchange of the money, right? Diba? So parang it's bumabalik tayo ulit sa sarili natin. Diba? Sa gusto natin, sa character na na-build sa atin buong buhay natin, the principles you're following. Diba? Now, yung mga bagay na ganyan is parang highfalutin words, mga ganun, diba? Parang very very parang akala mo parang napapanood ko lang yan sa TV. Yung mga sinasabi niyo napanood ko yan sa TV. Di ba? Pero the act itself, the doing itself, di ba? Yun, doon mo malalaman talaga lahat Kasi akala ko, feeling ko talaga alam ko lahat. And then there's a mentor I have been following for the past few weeks now. And every time she says something, sabi ko like, bakit ba hindi ko ginawa yan dati? Parang every single day, akala ko, alam ko na yan Kinabukasan, sabihin niya yung gantong topic. Oh, bakit nga hindi ko ginawa? Parang everyday na lang, ganun ang feel ko. Ba't di ko ginawa yan dati? Ba't di ko ginawa yan dati? Right? So actually, learn. Please, 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 please. Learn from people that you actually did it already. That's why I'm doing this. I'm exposing you, Zinzi. I'm exposing you. Because no matter how deep or shallow what we're talking about, someone is in that position as well. Diba? Na kung napagalaw ka man sa sinabi kong highfalutin words, go ahead. Kung napagalaw ka man sa simpleng pagngiti lang ni Zinzi, go ahead. Nakita mo? So, I want to expose everybody na pag nagawa niya, kaya mo rin. Parang nainis ako sa minsan kasi pag narinig ko yun, di ba? Pag narinig ko yun, sabihin ko, yan kaya naman, sinasabi man naman yun, pag kaya ng iba, kaya. Parang corny, di ba? Pero, totoo kung hihimayin mo lang siya at bumalik ka sa buhay mo, malalaman mo na, kaya ako pala siya ginawa dahil nakita ko yung ibang taong ginawa niya yun eh. Nakita ko si Michael Jordan, nag-basketball ako. Nakita ko si ganito, nagganto ako. Nakita ko yung journalist, nakita ko si ganyan, kaya ako nagpunta sa journalism. Diba? Nakita ko na yung fina-follow mong influential sa yoga. Then you actually hinuhulma mo yung way of teaching mo sa style niya.
Yes.
Diba? All the basics that you need to learn from, doon naman sa isa. Diba? So, technically, dahil ginawa niya, gagawin ko na rin. Pwede pala. Diba? So, I hope this serves as your lesson. A takeaway, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Diba? Para lang you jump also. Be on an offensive side. Right? You be defensive, but go on an offensive side as well. Diba? Go on offensive. Make a checklist right now and do it. Or just do it, and then make the checklist after. For me, dati ang tigas ng ulo ko dati. Na hindi, ganito dapat yan before. Hindi, ganito dapat yan, ganyan. Dapat. No, para sa akin, tinatagay ko na yung dapat sa sentences
vocabulary
ko.
mo.
Kasi parang, hindi. Kasi yung ginawa niya, naging successful pa rin naman eh. Di ba? So, for me, just move. Just take action. Just take action. Plan it before taking action, go ahead. Go ahead, jump, and then plan it. Go ahead. Oh my. Wala rin talaga. For me, it's just about that taking action. Right? So if there's any takeaway, take action. Yun na lang. Right? Zinzi procrastinated, but she took action. Lamang pa rin siya sa'yo. Ikaw nakikinig ngayon? Ikaw? Na nagpaplano ka pa rin hanggang ngayon. Plana pala ng plano. Lamang na siya sa'yo. Take action. Right. Now, yung ginawa mo kasi is nag-sideline ka. Sideline ka muna, di ba? Yeah, ginagawa mo na siya, pero meron ka pa rin technically revenue. Or hindi revenue, income. Meron ka pa rin income. You're on a safe side. I can say, right? Meron ka pa rin nakukuha, pero gawa ka ng business, pero meron ka pa rin nakukuha. Right? Merong instance naman na nag-quit ka na talaga. Di ba? Naalala ko yun. Mag-usap tayo one time nung pag-quit mo sa Disney na, parang ito na talaga. Ayoko na. So, isabihin, wala kang monthly income. Oh my. Di ba? Very risky yung ginawa mo. Yung pagtalon. Di ba? But how did you cope with that? Kasi sabi nila, kailangan mo nang kumita ako dun sa side job ko na cover ko yung expenses ko before ako tumalon. Is that true to you as well? Do you have
Actually, to be honest, wala akong after I finished Disney, contract ko ng Disney. I remember yun, that was May 31, 2018, right?
Grabe.
The following day, trabaho ako kagad. I didn't have any break. Wala akong pahinga nun. Trabaho agad the following day, June 1. Ando kagad ako nun. Okay, go to studio. Train, turo. Wala akong work, wala akong transition period nun. Although because I was doing it already on the side sa Disney. So,
it's not a hard transition
like
for you.
3 months, it wasn't a hard transition. It actually felt natural, Pero, nung hindi na ako nag-audition, sabi ko, countdown na to, last 100 days. Doon ka talaga, you have to be offensive na You want your transition, you want your closing to be as smooth as possible. You want your transition to the new job to be as smooth as possible to your new career, you know. So homework lang, ang dami kong ginawang homework like last 100 days, okay. Plana, ito na yung mangyayari in June, kailangan ready na to lahat. So, wala akong feeling na mawala na ako ng trabaho nung gagawin ko. Na-enjoy ko talaga yung na-enjoy ko talaga yung last days ko talaga sa Disney. Sabi ko, after nito, alam ko na yung gagawin ko. So, yun. Hindi ako nag-procrastinate doon. Medyo procrastinate, pero nakapag-plan naman ako.
Sabi ko, sabihin, mayroon ka pang schedule na mga kasama mo sa mga last few days, no? Nagganong ka pa, no?
Ang turnaround ko noon, actually, my decision was made earlier. Nung sabi ko, hindi na ako mag-audition. That was 3 months before contract end. Hindi na ako mag-audition. Nung hindi na ako nag-submit, sabi ko, okay, so I've made my decision. Patano to. After nito, tuloy-tuloy na ako. So, yun. Talagang, that was the jump. That was, doon ako nagka-checklist.
See, that's the jump. That's the jump.
Yeah,
when you didn't submit an audition email, that's jumping for you. And then you made a checklist.
I was on the cliff. Sabi ko, shit, ano ba? I was on the cliff. Mag-audition ba ako? Sabi, natapos na yung audition period, mag-audition. Okay, checklist. Ito na.
Day one.
Like what you said. Like, okay. So, para ready. So, yeah.
Galing, no? And then COVID made you start something na it's at the back of your mind. There's a...
Yeah. I was already.
Diba, 9 months yung baby. Pero this time sa'yo, 2 years, 3 years. Ha?
Yeah.
So 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20. It took you 4 years.
Yeah, longer, yeah.
Pregnation is 4 years, diba? Before lang ang tagal, diba? Pero the ideation, pag-create ng idea, papunta sa fruition, diba? Nangyari pa rin eh. Diba? You just have to be proud of that na even if it took you 4 years, it happened. It happened because it started from that jump, from that not auditioning. I think from then on, tuloy-tuloy na siya. And then sa constant siguro naging ng you have something to si Carlos. Yeah, do this. You have the alam mo yun, yung potential mo nakita na iba.
Yes.
Diba? Totoo yan.
That's how to put it.
Na may nagsabi kasi sa akin, sabi niya, bakit ang daldal mo, ba't di ka nalang gumawa ng something na you go from there, right? Talagang mas nagsasabi niya sa akin, wait, parang it's so simple. It's so simple it hurts. Na parang, nga no. Diba? And then when I did it, when I started this podcast, I felt very comfortable. That's why I'm doing this without set up questions. I'm doing it very, very organic. Kung ano yung sagot mo, doon ako manggagaling. Yung mga ganang ginagawa ko. Kasi feeling ko, I think I'm good at it. I don't know. I think I'm good at it because I wouldn't be doing this. But the thing is, even if I'm not, I became better. With episode 2, episode 3, go ahead. Guys, go back to this episode 1. Makita nyo, grabe, kabadong-kabado ako. Yung second episode, kabadong-kabado. Kinakabahan pa rin ako every time. But then once it starts, once I say welcome to the OFWpreneurs Podcast, parang, okay, it's settled down. And then I can do this. I just have to go with what the flow gives me. Diba? So, ganun din eh. Ganun din ang ginawa ni Zinzi. Ganun din ang pwede niyong gawin. Ganun din ang pwede niyong gawin sa mga nakikinig dito. Now, usap tayo ng maths mo pero hindi natin pinapakita. So, I wanna give the floor to you right now, Zinzi, to actually share your baby, your COVID baby. Now, and you told me earlier you have a baby. So, I want everyone to meet Zinzi's baby. Go ahead.
Yeah,
The Zoom yoga mats are here.
So, yeah, this is my baby na dami ko yung research ko. Sabi ko, first, of course, I had to look at the material. I wanted something eco-friendly. So, mine is actually natural rubber base, And then what's very interesting here is actually the upper textile. It's actually microfiber suede. So I've tried I've tried cork yoga mats, rubber yoga mats, slippery, jute, lahat ng klase, plastic, recycled plastic, recycled bottles. Madulas talaga siya. So when I tried itong microfiber suede, swabe talaga siya. Like for the grip, for practitioners, beginners, or even experienced yoga practitioners, talagang very supportive siya. And then ako, very yung joints ko pronounced sa tuhod, sa elbows. So kinapalang ko talaga siya. It's actually 5 millimeters of natural rubber. And then that one, I made sure that it's non-toxic. So I got this company to check to make sure that it's safe for kids and it's safe out of all the toxic chemicals. Now there's a list kasi like 198 toxic chemicals. I wanted to make sure na they're safe for everyone to use. Babies, gawin mo siyang floor mat, playground, pwede siya. It's actually longer and wider than normal yoga mats. Kasi syempre, pag nag-stretch tayo or pag matangkad ka, gusto mo may mas space ka. And then, in terms of design, gusto ko gradient, ombre, very Instagram friendly, But at the same time, yeah, they're quite photogenic. They picture quite well. I better than actually.
Pwede nga lagay mo sa pader, background mo siya, yo.
Yeah. They turned out better than I expected it. Kasi when we were doing it sa computer, sa Photoshop, like gusto ko ng ombre, gantong color, tinas ko lahat. Gusto ko may design, like parang clouds or floating para magaan, And then what we saw sa screen sa Photoshop, okay siya. Taga na yung siyempre si Carlos na naman tumulong sa akin kasi Photoshop, sige fine, edit like that. And then finally I said like okay to. And then when we saw them in person, it was actually better than what we saw on screen. So very happy. Ilang trial and errors na I wanted to make sure the shade that I wanted, like the turquoise one, that was parang 5 beses yan pabalik-balik kasi I couldn't get the color right. Because I wanted it like sea green, turquoise. That was the most complicated one. Which is actually the most popular color now. I was surprised. That was the last one that we came out with. This is called Dreamscape Collection. So this is this one that I'm also using every time I teach. Now I'm very happy to share to all practitioners, beginners, advanced, whichever levels you're on. For pregnant ladies, I also recommend this one kasi talagang well-cushioned siya talaga. And apart from that, if you support the Zoom Yoga Mats, you're also supporting a local business and a small business na during the times of COVID, of the pandemic, there's a big support, a big movement for supporting local, for supporting small businesses. And so far, I haven't seen any that are similar more or less to mine. I mean, like they're different, pero ito talaga, I mean, I can say na proudly it's mine. It's my design.
It's your baby.
Na it's my baby na talagang pangalan ko talaga. It is in there. So yeah, this one, Zoom Yoga Mats.
And if I want to order, I just go to
they can
shop.
go to, yes, it's on my website, zinzi-yoga.com. There's a section there under Zoom Shop. You can see Dreamscape Collection Yoga Mats. So I chose the 4 colors.
Sounds
And
so
actually now, which one do you like?
For me, because color namin yung tropical mist mo eh.
Yeah.
Teal-ish
Yeah,
yung,
teal-ish, turquoise.
yung color niya. So I go with that also.
So when I was looking at it, I mean like, first I wanted orange. And sabi ko, favorite ko na yung pink. No, favorite ko na yung purple. No, favorite ko na yung And then when I, like personally, like, I mean, even my friends, they were looking at it. They have trouble picking which color they want. Na parang, okay, maybe it's a good problem.
It's a good thing, yeah.
It's a good problem. I've had that a lot. I'm like, so then this one. And
there's cotton here, so
because I also came out with a natural biodegradable cotton carrying bags. They come in 2 colors, black and white.
I see.
That's it. So that logo is designed by Carlos as well. Can you check out? So the Zoom, yes, Carlos.
Yeah.
So it's actually balasana. So if you practice yoga, that's child's pose with the head, the circle, shaped like a Z, like a Zinzi. So even in my personal logo, Zinzi Yoga, since college ako, since bata ako, lahat ng gamit ko, I place Z, which is, that's actually my signature. The Z, the curvy Z. Sa lahat ng libro ko, gamit ko.
Ito mismo.
With a box. Yeah, that one. Yes. That's my logo everywhere. So we put it for my company. I put it in the website. Yeah. So
So
that's it.
where
And
else
then
can we get the ano? If I want to
that,
buy now, say I want to buy now.
just go straight to
Straight to
Zinzi
shop.
Yoga and then fill in the form, fill in shipping,
That's it.
and then
Right.
that's it. Yeah, that's it.
So if
And then I send
you're
it.
available also in Facebook, right?
I also have Facebook. I have Zinzi Yoga on Facebook.
This one.
Also, you can say, yeah. Also, Zinzi Yoga on Instagram, so you can see it's there. It's community reaching out, and that's also where my lahat ng ano ko, teaching scope ko is in there.
I see. So, kasi the
And
Zinzi
I have
Yoga
some
is about
videos.
the mats, right? The Zinzi Yoga mat.
Zinzi Yoga
But
it's
you
about
can also,
me actually.
yeah, you can also
Yeah.
book Zinzi for a yoga session,
Lessons,
right?
group, yes, group, one-on-one, personal session. So
There you
I
go.
teach from babies to seniors. I teach pregnant people, pregnant ladies as well.
How do we do
I
that?
do yoga therapy.
I'm curious.
So
'cause
just send me a message. There's a contact on my
contact.
website.
There
Just
you
send
go.
me a message,
So
contact,
if you want to buy,
and then
if
I
I
have a
want to
box.
buy the mats,
If
it's
you
on
want
the
to
shop.
buy, just go straight to shop. If you want to have my yoga teaching services,
It's
yoga
on
guidance, yoga
contact.
therapy, it's in contact.
Oh, I see. Got it. Okay. So I can also message you in Facebook kasi may mga taong ganun, di ba?
Yes,
You want to
as
message
well
in
as well.
Facebook?
It's yeah. I
And
mean,
DMs?
right now, everything is very digital. So I also have Zinzi Yoga on Facebook and also on Instagram. So they can reach me there as well. Centralized
DM.
name, business suite. Yes.
Naka-centralize siya. Okay. So it means when I send you
Yeah.
a message, it'll go to your phone directly. It's not something that you have to
Yes.
open the Instagram, you have to open your Facebook,
No,
you have
because
to open your
Facebook,
website.
Instagram, they're connected na.
Oh,
They're
awesome.
plus they have an app.
Right, so if I send a message, it goes to that suite, right? I
Yes.
see. Awesome. Ang galing, na-centralize mo, na-funnel mo na siya. ah. That's something.
It took a lot of work. Yeah, kasi
Yeah,
teki
something you have
tayo
to
eh.
learn. So it's something you have to learn. You know, I have a different podcast. It's called Pera Paraan Lang Yan, or Pera Paraan Podcast. When we talk about digital descartes. Anything digital descarte. And then also the descarte of the rich, how they became rich. So there's 7 discarte and there's 7 digital discarte. We talk about that. But no, yung dito sinasabi mo, yung funneling, we just talked about that just, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You have to have a flagship platform. So it's either the website or your Facebook page or your DMs. It's up to you where you're most comfortable with. So when I ask you about that, it's impressive that you answered na meron kang business suite na any messaging parts of all of these go to a single funnel that you can reply.
Respond.
Diba?
Yeah.
Na isa lang yung lugar na pag-checkan mo yun. So you learn from that. If I have a question, that will be my question to Zinzi. How did you do that? Because that's a very simple thing that many people miss, especially now.
Yeah.
You must be online. You know, you must be.
Oh my God. YouTube tutorials. Everything. Lahat ng
Something.
tutorials sa YouTube talaga.
Yeah.
You can. I found it.
I started with social media nung nagka-business na ako. Wala akong pakialam dati din. Wala akong pakialam dati doon. Pero nagka-business ako, I started with that. So,
Yeah,
but you don't have to copy me. Go ahead and start with your social media and then do something about it. Do a merch. I don't know. Kasi di ba yun na ngayon ginagawa na ngayon ng mga tao. So, meron silang ginagawang content and then hindi nila alam kung ano yung merch nila or merchandise nila, kung ano yung bibenta nila, hindi nila alam. And then you do it after. So, either way, both ways, again, walang dapat. Meron lang dapat kang gumawa na. Diba? So, Zinzi, I enjoyed this conversation with you. And I learned a lot. Kumbaga parang natutunan ko rin sa sarili ko yung mga sinasabi mo. Parang you're a mirror to me. Parang nakita ko yung mga I also procrastinated. I also did this. I also jumped and then made a checklist. I also made a checklist before I jumped. Something like that, diba? But this is entitled Zinzi Culalic with big ideas. If I'm going to ask you, what is your big idea?
I would say it's okay to be different. It's okay that you're not doing what everyone else is doing. Completely okay. Totoo. I mean, like, you don't always have to go with the popular choice. It's okay to be different. Yeah. But on top of that, it's really, well, I wouldn't say okay, much better to be curious. Be curious about everything. Ayun na, don't be limited. Don't be limited kung nasan ka ngayon or kung sino yung kasama mo. You just have to expand. Really. Yan lang. I mean, anything is possible talaga. Grabe. Lahat na nakikita mo, di ba? I mean, walang excuse eh. There's no excuse. Walang excuse. Right? I mean, you can make your own excuse. Gusto mong mas matulog ng mas mahaba. For instance, right? Na, sige, which is valid naman on some days. And also, para sa akin, it's very important na you have your own support group. I mean, like, you have, number one, pick a partner, a good partner that knows you well, knows your potential, supports you. And then spend time with your own support group na that would elevate you. For me, that's important. Na you would inspire each other and you'd get ideas, Pero even though if you have plenty of good intentions, plenty of ideas, talagang you have to, for me, like a big idea would be like, don't play defensive too much. You also have to be offensive. You also have to take action. No more excuses. Take action talaga. For me, I mean, I'm still learning. Ako din kasi minsan, I mean, like, pagod ako. I mean, like, I don't want to do this post now, gagawin ko na yan sa susunod, But in the end, once you create something, gusto mo magkaroon ng good reputation, di ba? Siyempre, gusto mo magandang impact, gusto mo na magandang takeaway, So, that is worth your time talaga for me, worth your energy. Na kung gusto mo maging memorable, gusto mo maging impact, for me, kailangan mo talagang pagtuunan ng time.
Nice.
Talaga.
Alam mo yung mga sagot mong yan, parang you're talking to me already. You're talking, parang ako lang sinasabi.
Reminder ko din sa sarili ko yan.
Diba? I hope this Zinzi's idea is also a reminder for all of you guys na nakikinig ngayon. Learn from what her story is, diba? The balancing act, going to the dark side, going to the light side, going to the darker side, going to the whatever side is it, diba? It's all about perspectives. Yeah. Now you know her story. It's already exposed, diba? You already know my story. I've been talking about that paulit-ulit lang. But have that perspective and use it. Diba? Ano yung sinabi niya? Use it. Use it. It's a totally relatable story, relatable idea na everyone can learn from. Zinzi, isa ka sa mga taong pag kinausap ko, will make sense. Yan. If we start a conversation, it will be a good conversation already. Yan ganun. Diba, kasi may mga taong lalapitan mo na saya lang, o tawanan lang, di ba? You know where to go. You know who that person is. But with you, I also go to you. I start a conversation with you because I want to make sense of something. Diba? You're the one who actually inspired I talked about this before na mentioned din kita na that's why it started the Go Baon Green, the GGB Green.
Yes.
Those are conversations with you. Paulit lang
That's
tayo.
true. Oh my
Totoo,
God.
diba?
Yeah.
Diba, paulit lang tayo. Nagtatapalan tayo ng ideas. You're giving me something na I have to think about this. You know, have to think about that. So, and then it came into fruition, diba? But that everything happened, the world changed. So, but it's still there, right? Baga hindi siya nawawala sa isip ko na, for me, it came from you. It came from our conversations, online, offline, face to face, diba? So, thank you for inspiring me, and I hope your stories are inspiration to others as well here. I appreciate that, Zinzi.
Yeah, thank you then, Kuya JP. I mean, like, I know you're one of the most hardworking, most resilient people I know. So keep it up. Keep up what you're doing kasi marami nakikinig sa'yo and maraming kailangan marinig this kind of stuff that you are offering. So thank you then, Kuya JP, for what you're doing. I can see your passion, I can see your dedication, and marami kang matutulungan in that way, in what you're doing.
Thank you for that. Nothing to say. Listen to Zinzi. Listen to Zinzi, guys. Listen to Zinzi. Put in the comment section, ano yung key takeaway nyo? And OFWpreneurs Podcast with Zinzi signing off. See you next week.
I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.